Hey there, it's Raven Scry here today to offer another crypto reading. It's interesting too, all of these different readings that I'm doing are sort of painting a larger picture of the market too. So it's quite interesting where this is going to lead, I feel. This was requested by Jeff, so thank you, Jeff. The three coins are XRP, Caspa with a K, and Sologenic. Also, if you'd like one of these readings, please get in touch via the About page of the channel and the email there. Enjoy. So the first coin that you've requested is XRP. Okay, so as I connect to the energy around XRP, I'm getting what they're showing me is like a strong man, very muscly. It's like they're giving me this kind of muscle pose with the strength. It feels very masculine also within the energy that they're offering around this. Now, it's interesting because they're showing me like this, it's like there's this image of this man, and he's a giant man, and he's like flexing his muscles, and there's all these little people down below watching him do this flex, and it's like they're waiting for him to do something quite incredible, but there's a limitation here. He's somewhat... it's like he's not malleable in certain other areas other than his flexing his muscles. If that makes sense, it's like there's a limitation of other areas of development in some way, is the way that they're bringing this through. And I just ask, help me to understand a little bit more. Talking about, there's some kind of delay with future growth. There's a limitation is kind of what they're impressing upon me. In some way. Now, I'm just going to open it up and say, okay, as we move further down into 2024, into 2025, what sort of trajectory do we have here, and what sort of movement will we have within the market? I do see quite a large spike that comes up. And it's interesting too, though, because the way they show it, it's like they're showing me this big candle up, but it's red in colouring. So I'm not sure why it's placed as red, but it's like they show this kind of massive, candle booming up, but it's the colour red. So I'm not too sure why it's red. And I ask Spirit, help me to understand why this is red. It's like there's almost something is not kind of pushing over, clicking over. It doesn't have enough momentum or something. It's almost like something is stuck, and it's like there's some sort of cog that's stuck. And it's interesting because it's reminding me of that same energy of this big giant man, that he's kind of flexing his muscles, but it's like he's a bit sort of frozen still in some way, is the way that it's coming through to me. So as I ask, moving through 2024 into 2025, what we're going to see for XRP, if Spirit can add anything more. They're talking about future adoption, future growth, large movements, but they're also showing me like an undulating kind of vibe. It's kind of moving up and then it's moving down. And it's kind of difficult. It's giving me a kind of a wishy-washy feeling with it. It's like Spirit's not coming in to meet me on this one. They're not really wanting to offer a lot here. And as I just open up and just ask, what more can you give me here? Because they're standing back from here, from what's being, what's coming through. It's like they're standing away, standing back for some reason. It's like they're not really wanting to engage with the energy of XRP for some reason. But I do sense this level of volatility that comes in, and I also get a reference to some sort of explosion, some sort of bomb energy. Again, there's been bomb energy around another crypto recently, but there's this bomb that's like bang, something goes off. But it's like volatile movements, but they're showing it in red. So I'm not sure why it's being shown in red. It's like movement up, but it's not a good thing. in some way. And I just ask, is there anything more they want to add to this? Because it's like they're not really coming in very close with this one. As we move in, I'm just going to ask them one more time, as we move in toward the end of 2024 into 2025 with XRP, they're talking about global adoptions, but there's some bust in the market. There's some sort of bust that they're relating to, and referring to this bust. It's like boom bust, and I'm hearing get out. So there's a lot of kind of weird undertones coming into this around XRP. So I'm going to leave it there with that one. Perhaps I'll look in further at another time, but it's right now it seems a little bit chaotic. It's like things are not coming together in a very harmonious way. And although I think there's movement, there's also a lot of volatility going on, and there's also these red candles that would normally be green. Okay, so I'm going to move along now to Casper. And this is a Casper with a Kaspa. Okay, as I connect to Casper, I get this openness. There's a strong openness, resonance in the heart, and interestingly, what's coming in is like I'm getting like angels singing, like a choir of angels singing. And it feels like it's opening up to a heavenly energy, almost like a gateway into higher energies. It feels spiritual in nature. There's a spiritual connection here with this kind of these lighter energies and the spirit world very connected here. And I ask Spirit, what have you got to share around Casper? You've got to do a deep dive on this one. Oh, okay, I've never had that before. Got to dive deeper into this one. Okay, just to note, I'm going to do this reading, which is about 5 minutes. This coin, but I am going to look into doing a deeper dive, which is what they're recommending. But for now, I'm just going to note that I'll pop that on the channel soon. But for now, okay, they say a deep dive for this one, so it's feeling very positive. They're talking about it being neutral at the moment. It feels like it's being prepared. There's some sort of ground that's being prepared with this one, and there's a lot of higher energies with it as well, in the way that it comes through. Such a stark contrast to XRP, I can say. But yeah, Casper. So in saying that, Spirit, I'll do a deeper dive with this one, but what can you offer? They're showing me a ladder. It's like they're giving me a ladder down onto Earth, and it's like, you can climb up here. So it's very positive, it's very uplifting. And, I'm going to climb up this ladder, just take a peep of what perhaps they're offering up here. And it's interesting because I climb up the ladder, and it's like there's children, there's like babies, it's like new growth, and it's like a new beginning in some way. It's very abundant and light and young and early is the way that it feels. But I ask Spirit, okay, where do we move within 2024, 2025? What's the movement of Casper? Radiant, they're giving me radiant, elevation, joy, success. Okay, so they're really, they're giving me a lot of nice energy around this, and I ask anything more that they wish to share around Casper at this time. They're just showing me the market moving up, like up and up and up and up. There's this movement trajectory up. Stay with this one, and they're giving me they're not giving me a thumbs up, but they're giving me like a perfect. They put the two fingers together and give me this little perfect sign. So yeah, there's a special energy with this one. But yeah, I feel as though it needs to be moved and worked with a little bit more into this deep dive that they're recommending. And within the deep dive, I actually feel like they're going to want me to go into more of a journey, so it needs to be a little bit more descriptive, and we need a little bit more time. That's why I'm just keeping it here, but certainly positive coin, positive energy. But I do want to move to your third coin, and your third coin is Sologenic, which is something that I'm not overly familiar with, this project. But as I connect to the energy of Sologenic, straight away I'm getting a feeling in my stomach of like block. It's like they're giving me a cross, and you know, I'm going to just allow it to be, move out further. They're talking about they're saying, and it's very blunt, you know, and you know, certainly you've got to follow your own guidance with this, but they're saying no, and they're saying not this one. They're not really giving a very good energy with Sologenic. Too soon, they're saying. And it's like they show me like this table of cards. Someone's like making a little, making a little, how can I say, making some sort of a little card tower with these cards, and then they just like push the cards over and it just falls down. So there's a sense of building something that's weak, and it's just easily going to fall over, is kind of the energy of what they're giving me here. And I ask, okay, movements further into 2024, into 2025, Sologenic. They're talking about eruptions, which feels like it could parallel with some of these other coins, but not for future. It almost feels like it's some sort of pump that doesn't last, or it's some kind of movement that will happen, but it's like they kind of fizzle it out. They walk away from it. They move away from it. Is the way that it's coming through. And as I just asked for a little bit more information around this, they talk about an eruption, quick and fast eruption. And they're saying what there's coming through is staggered growth. They're saying it's staggered growth in the way that this is coming through. It's bitsy and staggered. And I almost feel like there's this eruption which feels like, it almost feels like the XRP connection within this volatile volatility, and it could be playing out as part of the market and something that's taking place within the market, because there's an explosion. They reference this explosion, which feels like connected to a bomb, something going off. And, as I connect to that more, it's like some things are breaking here, disconnecting. It's like where there was a chain or like some sort of line of contact, it's like it's breaking apart and all these things are breaking around it. This is kind of what they're wanting to show, but I feel like this is referenced within the token, but also within the overall market at this time, and somehow it feels pulled in with XRP. So it very much has, it makes me feel like there's a connection to the timing. Now I'm just going to ask Spirit, okay, well, if this is connected, like, can they tell me more about this timing, or this bomb, this likeness that's going on within XRP and within Sologenic? Something's breaking apart. There's an ending, and they're saying there's an ending to a cycle, and it just feels very broken. And I ask, is there any timing to this ending that they're speaking about? Now, they're not really giving me reference to timing, just like there's this kind of build and then something breaks, and then there's just this feeling of open emptiness that's coming in here, and trying to get clarity into what part of the market is a bit difficult here. I just sort of feel like there's this empty space. that comes in. So that also may be something that I will be connecting into more with this reference that they've brought up. But in regards to Sologenic and keeping it back with the project, I'm not getting a very good energy around it from Spirit. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the reading of those 3 coins. If you have any comments or thoughts or anything to share, please do so below in the comments. I know some of you, won't like the XRP negative vibes that came in there, but I guess, I'm leaving it open to Spirit, what they want to share, what wants to come through. So I just offer that to you guys. But within that reading, there was almost like these openings into other areas of exploration, which they're wanting me to do within Casper, within the market as a whole. So, yeah, I'm going to stick with this and kind of get more depth as to what's going on. Now, one other thing, if you would like one of these readings, please get in touch via the About page of the channel and the email there. I'm just going to keep rolling with these readings for a bit, and I'll see you again really soon. Raven Scry signing off.